Why, hello again, mathematicians. All right, coming at you. This is this is my last little math worksheet tutorial for you all of this school year. So I've had a lot of fun working on these videos, and I hope you've enjoyed working on the work yourself. All right. So as I mentioned in the video last week, my last worksheet for you is all about a day at the beach. So give me a moment here. I'm going to share my screen. All right, should be good to go. And there we go. Okay, so for this packet, this worksheet packet, as on a few other of my worksheets, there are two different choices to choose from. You'll notice that one says level A and then other says level B. These are just for what's comfortable for you. So level A, you'll notice that all of the prices end in nice round full numbers. So $8, $5, $4, $12, etc. Right? So the only difference between worksheet A and worksheet B, and it's just on this first page, is the prices. So if you are someone who's more comfortable working with numbers that look like this, with money values that look like this, then I would work with the worksheet A. If you want a little more of a challenge, you'll notice on worksheet B, the dollar values end in 50 cents, 25 cents, 75 cents, things like that. So this will be if you are a little more comfortable adding money values with change, so that don't end in even dollars. So that's the only difference between these two. I'm going to go ahead and read through both of them, but I just want you to know right off the top that there's two choices to choose from, and it's up to you to figure out which is a good fit for you. All right, so here we go. Sari, her brother, and their mom and dad need to buy supplies for their trip to the beach. They have $100 to spend before they leave. Help them decide how to spend their $100. Okay, well, how many people are in this family? We have Sari, her brother, their mom, and dad. So there's a couple questions where we will need to remember that there are 4 people in the family. So I just wanted to talk about that right off the top here. Okay? All right, so we have $100 to spend before we leave for our trip to the beach. So let's decide how we want to do that. So beach fun shopping ideas. Think about how many items they should buy with their money. They don't need everything, but they may want more than one of some things, right? So you don't need to buy one of everything, but it would probably be fun to have lots of different things at the beach. So it is up to you to figure out how many of each of these things you'd like to buy for your trip to the beach. Now remember that you have $100, right? So there's a lot of different ways you can do this, all right? So you just need to add up, keep a tally. If you would like 2 water toys, how much is that going to cost? Well, 2 water toys at $8 each, that's going to be $16, okay? So if I bought 2 of those, I might want to subtract 16 from 100 to see how much I have left. Or maybe you want to just put together a list of, well, I know I want 2 water toys, 1 sunglasses, 1 flippers, a beach towel, and 3 frisbees, okay? Maybe you could work on it that way. You could figure out a list, figure out what that list costs, and then see if you have leftover money, all right? So you're figuring out how to spend $100 on these items. This is your workspace over here. So this is the area to be working out, doing your work. That's where you do your work, in the workspace. All right. So so that's what's happening here. And remember, on worksheet A, it's the dollar values just end in nice round even dollars, right? On B, we're going to have to pay a little more attention and remember our cents. Remember that we're adding up our cents, dollars and cents, okay? So level B, worksheet B is the exact same. The prices are just a little different. So that is up to you, okay? Same instructions. You still have $100 to spend. Help them decide how to spend their $100, all right? So that's what's happening on the first page of that, whether you choose worksheet A or worksheet B. Okay, that's up to you. I'm gonna let you make that choice. Going on, so once we've done our work, we're probably gonna need to know this information for the next parts of our worksheet here. Okay, so going on, a day at the beach. Use the shopping information to figure out what Sari's family should buy. Write your solution in the chart below. If there's an item you don't buy, just write 0. So let's say I bought 2 water toys, and each one cost, well, I'm going to go off worksheet A. Each one costs $8, so then I would write my total cost here, right? And that would be $16 if I bought 2. All right, so you keep track of how many of each thing you bought, and using either worksheet A or worksheet B, write in how much each one of them costs. And then in this column is the total cost for that item. And then guess what? Down at the bottom, you figure out your total amount spent, right? And remember, how much money do you have to spend? $100. So this total down here cannot go past $100, all right? You can spend a little bit less, but I want you to get as close to 100 as possible, okay? Maybe you want to switch some things around once you've got it a little bit planned out so that you can get as close to that 100 as possible, okay? So this is where we're putting in our information to figure out the total cost of everything and of each different item, okay? So that's what's happening on this worksheet, or this page, that is. All right, let's go on to the next. Now that the family has arrived at the beach, they need to decide what they want to do. All right, so we've planned for the beach, we've bought supplies, and now we're at the beach. They have $100 more they can spend on the following list of activities and treats. Wow, that sounds like a fun day. Okay, so they have $100 more to spend on the following list of activities. All right, so a snorkeling class, $8 per person. So how much would that cost if all 4 people took a snorkeling class, right? Shell collecting, well, that's free. That doesn't cost money to do that. Play frisbee at the beach. Well, assuming you bought a frisbee, you don't have to buy it again. That would be free too, right? Ooh, lemonade. I like to drink lemonade when I'm at the beach. It's pretty hot, and it's a refreshing drink. So if you want lemonade, it's $3 per person. So if all 4 people wanted lemonade, how much would that cost, right? Remember that. This is $3 per person. Sand play, making sand castles and things like that. Well, that's free. You don't have to pay to do that. If you bring the supplies to do that, you don't need to pay for it. How about a sailboat trip? That is $12 per person. That would be fun. Remember, it's $12 per person. So if 4 people want to do that, how much will it cost for 4 people to take a sailboat trip? Okay. Pretzels, yummy. Get hungry playing at the beach, so you might want a pretzel. A pretzel is $4 per person. Well, how much would it cost if 2 people want pretzels? Okay. Or think about how much it would cost if all 4 people want pretzels, right? And lastly, ice cream. Who doesn't like ice cream at the beach? It's $5 per person. So if all 4 people wanted an ice cream, how much would that cost? All right. So remember that you have an extra $100 to spend here. It's up to you to figure out how you would like to spend that money. How should they spend their extra money? Show your work below. All right. So let's say all 4 people wanted to take a snorkeling class, and all 4 people wanted to take a sailboat trip, and all 4 people wanted lemonade and ice cream. Would you have enough money to do that? Well, that's just my little example there. So this is up to you to figure out how you want to spend that money, all right? And then it says 2, plan their day on the next page. Oh, so we get to do some planning now, all right? So now we've figured out the activities we'd like to do. Now we need to plan their day. All right, so here we go. You might recognize a worksheet that kind of looks like this. Has activity, start time, and end time. So on this part of our worksheet, we will be figuring out planning out the times of all of the different activities. Use the space below to decide how they should spend their day at the beach. They arrive at the beach at 10 a.m. and will be leaving at 3:30 in the afternoon. Use the chart to fill in their plans. You might not use all the lines, okay? So you might want to flip back to this and kind of think about how much time you would spend doing each one of these activities. Well, 10 a.m., arrive at the beach. We started here, 10 a.m., and maybe it takes us 30 minutes to set up. So we arrive and set up. So I could put 10 a.m. end time. If I spent 30 minutes doing that, what time would that activity end, right? And then on the next line, you'd come up, well, we ended at 10:30, so that means our next activity has to start at 10:30. So maybe we do sand play for another 30 minutes. So we start at 10:30 doing the sand play, and what time would we end if we spent another 30 minutes, right? Do you know what time that would be? That would be 11 a.m., all right? So you're using this whole sheet to plan out all the activities. And make sure that you are planning that they arrive at the beach at 10 a.m. and that they'll be leaving at 3:30. So all the activities need to be wrapped up by 3:30, okay? Remember that you don't need to use all these lines. This is just here to give you lots of space. And practice thinking in time amounts like half hour, also known as 30 minutes, 15 minutes, and 45 minutes. Challenge yourself not to just do everything being 1 hour at a time. Challenge yourself to break it up into 15 chunks of time, like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and 45 minutes. You can use an hour too, but that would just be a good challenge for you. Okay, going on. I believe, yep, this is our last page. Now, so a day at the beach. Now try these problems about their trip to the beach. So, remember, how many people in their family? There's 4 people. When they got to the beach, they decided to rent chairs. Each chair cost $6 to rent. How much did it cost them to rent chairs for the family? Well, there were 4 people and each chair cost $6. So that's a good multiplication problem, or you could do repeated addition, okay? If they got to the beach at 10 a.m., how long will they spend there if they leave at 3:30 p.m., okay? So figuring out how much time has passed from the time that they arrived at the beach at 10 in the morning to the time that they leave at 3:30 in the afternoon, okay? Going on. Ice cream treats cost $2.50 per person. How much will it cost to buy ice cream for everyone? Ooh, okay, so that's a good challenge. $2.50 per person. Well, remember there's 4 people, so we need to figure out how much that will cost for all 4 people. All right, and the last question. Sari and her brothers started building a sandcastle at 1:10 in the afternoon. If they spend 65 minutes building, what time did they finish? Okay, so I will let you solve that on your own. This should be fun. All of you will get probably different answers because you're all probably going to plan slightly different days at the beach. So that's a fun thing about these worksheets that we've been doing is there's lots of different answers and lots of different ways for you to solve. All right. So that is it. I'm going to end the share, and I hope you've had a great year, and I'll talk to you soon.